Hello everyone. This video is going to talk a little bit about online courses and taking a course online, whether you are taking all your courses online or just partial. I want to make sure that everybody is just ready to know what the expectations are for taking an online course, especially if this is your first class or one of your first classes that you're taking as part of your college experience. So the first thing to know is just a little bit about the elements of online courses. So there are different ways that your professors are going to set this up. So if it's going to be asynchronous, whether there's going to be lectures and assigned readings, it's really just going to depend on how your professor sets it up. So make sure that you are paying attention to any videos that they provide. For my particular course, there are no set specific lecture times that we have to meet. Most of it is going to be very similar to this, where you are going to have a pre-recorded videos and lecture videos in which you will then have to do a couple of assigned readings, whether it be from a downloadable document or online reading resource. You're going to have different types of text that you're going to have to read for this class. For the sake of the online learning, there will be some group and mostly individual assignments, but just know it just really depends on each assignment. So you'll have to be sure that you're reading everything very clearly on what to do for that. You're going to be required to use online library resources as well, and there are going to be different types of quizzes. And again, most of your assignments are going to be where you're typing something out, you're providing some type of written document and then submitting it online using different platforms. So that's going to be primarily Canvas. In my particular class, we're also going to use the instance of a blog, but you are going to have videos on how to do all of these things, so that way you are prepared. The next thing is success. So how do I, as a student, or how do you as a student make sure that I am successful in an online class? Well, one of the things that we want to highlight is self-discipline is going to be incredibly important. And if you're in a summer class, it is going to go by really quickly, which means that you're going to have to dedicate quite a bit of time to, I would probably say, Monday through Friday, where you're writing, even though some due dates may not be on those days, but you're going to have the self-discipline to do that. The other two is the ability to learn without face-to-face interaction. So remember that it's just you and the computer. While we will have some interaction via a conference, it's going to be important that most of your ability to learn is going to be done in a way where it's done through the computer. And so you are, again, reinforcing that self-discipline that you must have within yourself. Now, it's hard to have self-discipline sometimes. So there could be different factors that affect our self-discipline. So it could be external factors like maybe our environment, our circumstances, work, family, other obligations that you might have. So it's going to be important to be reflective of those and ensure, how will I be able to overcome those? And part of that will be able to be discussed with me or your classmates, and find ways that we can support you, or that CSN can offer some services to help ensure that self-discipline remains. The other thing is to remember that the rigor and the high standards of regular classrooms are the same. So essentially, when I teach my course in person, it's the same materials and the same level of dedication that is going to be needed for the online class as well. And participation will still be key. It may not feel like the same way, but participation will look different. We'll talk about what that might look like in the online course. And if you are taking other online courses, make sure that you ask those questions about if participation is important or matters in that class, that you ask your professor what that is. The other thing too is you'll have to interact with me quite a bit. And so that includes meeting with me for one-on-one conferences to review your writing. And that will happen pretty frequently. The other times is to meet with me generally just to have general catch-up conversations, or if you want to do online drop-in hours, things like that. Just know that I am going to be available and that you will need to interact with me at some point. So that means that you're not just going to do the assignments, but that to prepare to have conversations with me as well as some of your classmates. The other thing, and probably most importantly, is strong reading and writing skills. Now, obviously, we're in a writing class, so I'll be helping you with that process as well as the reading. But because you're on your own, for many of the assignments, I can't meet with you every day like I would in an in-person course. So if you know that you're struggling with some of the reading assignments, please make sure you get that assistance either through me or through the tutors that are available to assist you. But again, ask questions, get the help that you need. Don't just give up. I think that this is something that's not going to be overly challenging, but still nevertheless important because you are on your own in the online environment. But that doesn't mean you're alone. You have the support systems that are there. So it's all a matter of asking and reaching for that support system also. The other thing is there is an online readiness course that you will be required to take. I'm just highlighting it here now so you can prepare for it. But what you'll do is click on the link that you see there, and essentially what will happen is it takes you to this login here. And once you log on, you're going to see, this is different for me because I'm a faculty member, but for you as a student, you'll be able to see my Coyote success here, and you'll click on this and it's going to take you to a welcome page as you see. And then you're going to click on this left one. You will be going to student success workshops for other assignments, but for the online readiness assignment, that's what you're going to have.
You have decided to take an online class, and you may be feeling a little bit nervous about it. This online orientation will prepare you to be a successful online learner. First, let's hear some reflections from students about their online learning experiences.
So once you'll be required to go through this process, and you're going to essentially go through the different sections about online success and online success strategies. And then at the end, you will get a certificate that you will have to submit to me to let me know that you submitted it. Of course, this again is for the online student courses. And finally, just to remember what some technical requirements are, that if you are in the online course, know that online connectivity and resources are going to be needed. So of course, while it may not necessarily be at home, you'll have to have access to the internet in some capacity, as well as have access to a computer. If you don't have any of those, the school and the institution will provide some of those. If you need help in accessing how to get a borrowed laptop, or what are the times for the labs that have access to computers and the internet, of course, you can do that. But again, you only are the person who knows what you have access to, so it's going to be imperative that you plan accordingly for that. Okay. Now, again, you may end up having other requirements. For us, it's going to be other types of software, or web-based types of software. So things like a blog. Again, I'll walk you through that, as well as making sure that you have a word processor of sorts. So whether that be Microsoft Word or Google Docs, those are going to be free. So somewhere where you will be able to write your papers. Okay. Now, all of this is going to be possible by being able to log on. So you will need access to Canvas. And when you go, again, here is going to be the link. I'll have this document available for you as well. And so make sure your account is set up and that you are able to log on, because you'll need to log on pretty much every day. And this will have all the information on how to gain access. Okay. Now, if you have any questions, or again, if you have a need assistance for anything, please let me know. I'll try to walk you through. I'm also going to provide some information for access to the IT department. So if you need to call them, as well as if you need information for how to access my Canvas, so there will be people available to assist you. And again, please don't hesitate to ask for assistance.